All right. Hey, everybody. We are back for another game of the travel trivia game that's corresponding with the travel trivia show that you can read about in the description box below and go check out and see what you think. We have pages on Instagram and Facebook and others, so go check that out. But today, Venson, raise your hand. Venson he's continuing to be our quiz master. He's thought of a location in the world. We have someone competing with me today, Tim Carr. Tim, you want to say hello to everyone?
I would like to say hello to everyone. I would like to say hello to Venson in Chicago, where he's hanging out with Michael Jordan, I assume. I'm just
No, he's in
assuming everyone in
Carolina.
Chicago hangs out with Michael Jordan, right? I'd
He's
like to
in
say hello to
Carolina.
Steven. Yeah,
Jordan.
that's right. I don't. He sold the team. He's probably just hanging around.
Yeah,
And
he's
I want to
everywhere.
say hello to Steven. Thank you for having me. And I want to say hello to every single one of you out there. And I hope you're having an incredible day. And I would love to hear about it. Leave in the comments how your day is going because we want to know.
And Tim is one of the friendliest people you ever met. He'll actually introduce himself to every single one of you one day.
I will.
So he's going
I
to
will
knock
follow
on your
you
door
all. Yep.
and have a good conversation with you. So look out for that, everybody, and appreciate it because not everyone's willing to do that.
I'll bring cookies or I'll make cookies. I don't know. It depends what kind of day you're having. If you need some
All right.
homemade chocolate chip cookies, a little milk, I'm your guy. I got
All
you.
right. See what I
Absolutely.
told you? So, again, the game we're about to play is Venson has picked a location in the world. Tim
Hmm.
and I are going to go back and forth trying to either ask a question to figure out the location or just make an outright guess. And whoever guesses it first is the winner. Now, what's fun about this back and forth is one of us can ask the most insightful question in the world and it gives it away, but the next person gets to go. It's like Wheel of Fortune. Someone figures out the puzzle and all the other person has to do is add that one final letter. So that's how we're going to do. Venson, who would you
Okay.
like to go first? Our guest or
Let's
me?
open it up for our guests. Let's be cordial here.
Oh,
Start out
thank
nice.
you.
So
Thank you, Vincent.
yeah.
Thank you.
For
Um,
those of you, before we start, for those of you gamblers at home, I've proven that I'm awful at this. Tim is very, very sharp. So the betting odds are very high on Tim, even though I'm going second, so it doesn't really matter. If you bet on me, you don't like money. Let's just leave it at that. So Tim, do you want to start us off with a question or a guess just out of the blue? Maybe you hit it on the very first guess.
wouldn't
It'd be a
that be the
miracle.
worst show of all time?
It'd be the shortest
Be-
one.
Vincent would be like, "Oh, okay, he's got it. Belgium. Show's over."
Yeah.
It's
I
not
hope that
Belgium,
isn't
is it?
it.
No.
That'd be so funny. That'd be the worst show ever. Okay,
So we
Vincent,
can
my
do like
friend.
there's places, cities, things, in the world. On Earth. That's the caveat.
Yes, sir. Vincent,
Okay.
is this location a city setting? Meaning, are there skyscrapers and cars?
No.
Ooh, that throws me off right away. Now I
That's
got
what
to
I
think
do.
about. All right, so we're in a rural type area or mountainous area. Uh, ooh, okay. Is this location somewhere in Asia?
Yes.
Ah, narrowed it down some. At least a part of the world.
It's a
All right.
big part of the world.
It is. Asia is not a tiny area, but at least we have one segment of the world to focus on.
Right, right. Vincent, is this area a beach area? Is there coast and ocean?
No.
Hmm. Okay.
That's all the
So
edge
let's
of Asia you've eliminated.
Yes.
So 2%.
Which means I've got it all right here. I don't know. I figured this out. I wish I had a globe in this room.
yeah, that would help, or a map.
That would be very helpful right now. I got nothing.
All right, let's see. Is this uh is this and I'm probably not, but is this a known tourist area? Is it frequently visited?
Yes.
Ah,
Very nice.
It actually doesn't help me at all, but I like saying after after you say yes to one of my questions.
So that narrows it down to every tourist place in Asia.
Asia. That no, because there's no beach.
That's right.
True,
So
without a beach.
without a beach. Okay. So we are narrowing it down. All right, Tim. I see your brain working. I see you writing things down.
I am a
You're
note
taking
Yeah, you know,
taker.
that's a
you're
good.
taking this far more seriously than I am.
I want to give the people a show, my friends, and I want to make sure I'm doing right by them. Vincent,
Yes.
good evening.
Good evening.
Are there any sports teams connected with this spot?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's
It's
see.
not Chicago.
No.
Chicago
So
is completely eliminated.
No.
Chicago
Not in Asia, not
not in
beach,
Chicago.
not city, no teams. Okay.
All right. Is this a flatland area or well, I can't say mountainous. The opposite of mountainous. Is it like a flatland? No mountains, no elevation.
It is not flat land.
Ah, so we got some more information. I see Tim's brain churning.
Um,
Vincent, is this a mountainy area?
yes, but that was sort of
Yeah,
It was implied, but I just wanted to
opposite
make
question of
sure.
just
it's a somewhere in the middle is what Tim was trying to
I
eliminate.
just wanted to make sure we
oh,
had
you
some
want to
mountains
eliminate the
there.
middle, that like
Okay.
rolling hills.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
just assume
Ah,
anything. It could have been a valley. I don't know. So we
Mount,
now know it's a mountainous area.
yeah. I mean,
mountainous area in Asia.
I would say, but to clarify, I wouldn't say like Himalayan type peaks, that kind of mountain. It's like like not sharp, but like mountains.
Well, here's where my brain is going, and here's where I'm
Okay.
at. I'm at a disadvantage in my
What
geography.
number are we on, by the way? Do you
We've lost track of
I've
that
been
from
I've
the
got
outset.
6, which means Stephen and I have probably done about 3 or 4 each. I wrote them
Probably
all
four.
down.
I
Yeah,
think we've
about
done
okay. So
four.
so we're doing yeah.
I've
Okay.
I've I've realized playing this game and doing the show and researching facts and things, I know very little about the world, which is very embarrassing. So what
I
I'm thinking
sometimes
of,
feel like I do, but I'm a little yeah. I think Vincent's got us
I
good on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
so what I'm thinking of is a mountainous area. I'm assuming Mount Everest is in Asia. I don't really know the country though. Embarrassingly, I'm blanking on it. I'm gonna say, is Mount Everest a part of this location?
No.
Okay, well that
That
rules
I
out.
can give you I mean, if a hint may be appropriate at a point in the game.
Uh, yeah, we're about the halfway point.
I
If you
could just
don't think
say,
we're getting close, if you think
uh,
we're
you,
floundering,
no, you're narrowing it down. I would say that one thing is that if you do watch the news, there was something about this in the news,
ah, think about this in the
like
news.
relatively recently, like in the last week. So, I mean, that might help, and it might not.
It does not.
Okay.
Is
I did
I'm
not.
not sure either.
I
I take a
Well,
watch
lot
maybe
of
news.
social
maybe it
media
made it
breaks.
worse.
I follow news, but I don't recall anything in Asia in the last week or so. No, that's not helping me. All right, but Tim, you're up. Maybe it helped you.
Benson, does this country rhyme with something that you eat for breakfast?
Let's see. Now I got to think about what I eat for breakfast.
Yeah,
Uh,
that won't help me, I don't think.
I don't
I'm
think it
passing the
helps
ball right
me.
to Steven here.
Yeah, I
For
was gonna
breakfast.
have to go. What rhymes with cereal? What rhymes with
Cereal?
toast? What
That
rhymes with
was
egg?
it. That was my country. Is it Syria?
Oh, no.
That's all right. I jumped my turn anyway.
Okay, let's see. We got a mountainous region in Asia. Uh, there was something interesting about India recently, but that had to do with their name change. but I'm going to say uh, Nepal. I'm making a guess.
No,
Okay.
it's a good
Even
guess.
though
Though.
that wasn't India, but still I went with something.
It was a good guess. It was a good
Are we
guess.
picking a city or a country?
It could be anything. It could be, it's a place.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Did we
It's a
narrow?
thing.
We didn't ask. I don't know. Did we ask if it was a city or country?
Yeah.
That's an actual question.
Oh, that's my actual. Yeah, I probably should have asked that. I already gave up my question, so you can ask it.
No, I
Yeah.
thought I asked if it was a city, and you said
No, you didn't.
It
I
was
didn't.
city
Okay.
setting. I asked if it was a city setting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So Tim, what is your official question or guess?
Is this area a country?
No.
Ooh, that does
That was
not
a good
help me.
question to ask because you got to keep track of these because that would have like ruled out a lot of other questions. Yeah,
I wouldn't have asked about Syria. That's for sure.
true. Or Nepal.
Right?
Yeah. All
Okay. So,
right.
which
So
city was mentioned in the news last week in Asia?
but I'm confused. It's not a city setting, so it's
It's
not a
not a city
city
setting
with
like it's not like New
cars.
York or Chicago or LA. Like
It's
it's
a
not a city
rural.
setting.
It's a
Mountain.
rural city. Okay.
Right.
Or a mountainous
You're
city.
right.
Ooh, let's see. I know very few of those.
Or not a
But
city.
or not a city, a province maybe. But you said it's a tourist.
Or
It's
You
a
guys,
is it an
tourist
I
area.
island?
can see it. I can see it.
Let's see.
Hang
What is a
on.
tourist area in Asia? Uh, where are
Someone
the
may be Googling.
where are the Himalayas located? I'm going to say, are the Himalayas there?
Are the Himalayas there? Uh Gosh, that's a good um
I may have stumped the quizmaster with my question.
no,
All
no.
right. Okay.
Himalayas are through India.
No. Yeah, Himalayas border Nepal and Tibet
Oh, okay.
and Pakistan.
Did you know that off the top of your head?
I've been to Nepal. I've climbed part of
That's
Mount
amazing.
Everest.
Yeah, he is very
I get
knowledgeable
around.
about travel in the world because
That's
he's done a
amazing.
lot of
No,
it.
I is it my turn?
Yes.
Benson, is it an island?
No,
Oh,
that's a good
that
one.
was
That's
my
a good
whole
one.
thing.
That's your thing.
Ah,
That was my
okay.
whole thing.
Let's see. Is it a popular place to ski?
No.
Ah, so the mountains do not help us with in terms of
They do
skiing.
not.
Mm-mm. You know, there's a lot of skiing in Japan, by the way. It's like per capita, it's the highest ski place in the world.
Really, I would not have guessed that. Even close to guessing that.
Is it Okinawa, Japan?
No.
Oh, you was maybe hoping you watched Karate Kid 2 before we got on this
Oh,
call.
that was good.
All right, I'm going to start narrowing down
Okay.
countries like Tim just did. He
Okay.
went with something specific in Japan, but let's see if this helps us.
That's right.
Is
Good idea.
is this place in let's go with Philippines.
No.
Okay.
But let's think about this. It's a place in Asia, not by the beach, kind of a rural setting, um, tourist location. A lot of people go there. It's not Nepal, Philippines, or Okinawa, Japan.
I should have just asked for all of Japan.
Yeah.
Not Everest. It's kind of a recap here. So think about a rural setting that a lot of people go to in Asia.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of them, but this one is pretty
Is
obvious.
is this in India?
No.
okay, so
I
we've
was
ruled
hoping
out.
everybody would go check out Mumbai. Okay, not India.
And now that I'm thinking about it, man, I could have picked a ton of like places in Asia that are fit that description, but this is one that was in the news recently and is pretty well known.
Steven, we're doing terribly.
Yeah, we are not.
Is this a
there's like
pilot
a billion
episode?
people that go there.
I
I'm-
love that people are probably watching this right now screaming at us. So like, I hate you two idiots. It's clearly
It's clearly
I'm gonna
Egypt. That's
I'm gonna
Africa. Never mind.
edit it down to 2 minutes, so it's like the final two questions that make us look like geniuses. Wow, look
Or
how
zip,
quick they go.
or
All
just
right,
zip through it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is it in China?
yes.
Ah, okay.
So
So I know what I think I know what it is now because
I
I
think he
know
just
what
set it
was on
up
the
for you, Tim.
Tim. I think I did put this on a tee for
Would it
you.
be really funny if I got this wrong?
I yeah.
Vincent, is it Beijing?
No.
No,
no.
my guess is the Great Wall of China.
Yes.
All right.
Ah.
That was in the news. That's how I didn't think you would pick China as a tourist area. But
The
yes, the
Great
Great
Wall of
Wall of
China is
China
huge.
is
And you know why
very
it's in the
beautiful.
news? That those people were trying to tunnel through it because they didn't want to walk around.
Yeah, I did see that the other day. I just was not thinking China. I don't associate that with a tourist area for some reason, even though the Great Wall of China obviously is one of the most famous landmarks on Earth.
In all of the world, right? And it's can't you even see it from outer space?
Yep.
Like I think it's that famous. Did you guys ever see this? I don't know why this first thing came to my head. Fortunately, it's just between us three and not a whole bunch of people out there watching. Did you guys ever see when Justin Bieber went to see the Great Wall of China and he got tired of walking and he made his bodyguards put him on his shoulder like a baby?
Wow.
Google it. Or maybe you can cut it in. They had like his leg was on one bodyguard, his other leg was on the other, and they just walked him
Wow,
on the Great Wall of
They did it in
China.
the old days. I think that's how
yeah,
Was
that's
Justin
how
Bieber into the old days?
That's how-
he wanted to emulate the
yeah, he was bringing back royalty of yore.
Or maybe the old days was 2016. Yeah, maybe that.
That could be.
the Great
So-
Wall of China. Great spot. I haven't been, but there's a lot in China to see though. The statues, there's and the Mongolian side, the Tibet side, it's close to Beijing. So and it is
but not
and
close enough.
not close enough.
Not close
I'm-
enough for me to get that one. So
I'm stunned that I won. First of
I am
all,
very happy that you won. Steven, because you won, I'm going to donate to a charity of your choice right this second.
oh
Name it.
wow.
I'm going to donate it, and I'll send you the screenshot to let you know that this is in honor of me losing, but to all the great people that have enjoyed the Great Wall of China.
All right, I have to think about that. We should make
All
it
right.
somewhat travel related.
We
Maybe
should.
there's orphans who are in need of what is that? Saving Children. Is that an organization that helps children worldwide who are in need of any kind of need? So
Yeah.
how about that
Okay.
one?
Sure. Or if I can't find that, is UNICEF okay? But I'll look for Saving Children. I'll look on that on Charity Navigator right now, and I will donate.
Yes.
Because
and UNICEF also would be wonderful. So yeah,
UNICEF,
either
yeah, those
those.
are good people there too. Either one
There's
of them would work.
a lot going on in Sudan right now. A lot of
Right, there is.
Yeah.
There's
Well, that's wonderful of you, Tim. Thank you very much for that. That's
my
really
pleasure.
big of you.
My pleasure.
And
I should have
well,
done better.
no, that was a tough one. That really was. I
It
only
was
got
a good
it
one.
once China and then the news hint. If it wasn't
Well-
for the news hint, we'd still be guessing. At least I would be.
We still
That-
Well,
going.
you should be thankful they didn't choose like Angkor Wat, in Cambodia.
Yeah, that's true.
Be 11
But I'm so
o'clock at
used
night.
to a city or a country being the location. I wasn't thinking an
Place.
actual.
But you threw this
structure.
idea about a place, thing, in the world. But I guess
I like that idea.
It's valid. I mean,
Let us work for it. Right.
We definitely had to work for it. And then whoever's watching this, I don't think they'll get it right away. Or if they do, then they'll be thinking Tim and I are idiots. But hey, that's all part of the fun.
Although, Stephen, if it's at this point, they've seen you and me interact before. They've already made their decision about what we
Yeah,
are.
they-
So they're going to be like, I
that's-
hate these guys,
That's
but I
probably
can't stop watching them.
they're
So
now
Benson's the only one who's giving us any credibility right now. So-
yeah. Tim, they're watching us, expecting us to fail and enjoying it. So that's we've provided them
Exactly.
entertainment.
Exactly.
We've done a good service for them. All right. Well, that was our game today. That was a lot of fun. It was challenging. We learned things about the world just by getting wrong answers, wrong
And
questions.
boy, did we.
Yeah. So hopefully you all at home learned some as well and had some fun following along. And yeah, read the description box below and see about the show. And that is it for this time. So thank you, everybody. Thanks, Tim.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Venson.
Venson. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.